The title of this video won't be exactly right. It only updates every few minutes at most. And besides, YouTube doesn't update its views in real time anyway. So please keep refreshing and refreshing and refreshing the views. If it's actually 100% spot on, then it's a miracle. But if it's close, then the code I've written is still working. But at some point, the code will break and the title will slip more and more into the twilight zone. This is the story of how I made that changing title work, why it used to be easier to make that work, and how all this ties in to the dull cliffs of California and the end of McDonald's. Now, I'm not going to talk about my code here because code pronounced backwards is EDOC. But if you want to automate something, you could do it one of two ways. You could pretend to be a Martian, or you could use a screen scraper. A screen scraper scrapes the screen with a broom, or perhaps a mop if you prefer. But the people at YouTube have recognized that there are legitimate reasons for letting code interact with their system. For example, to steal your data or misuse your private personal information. That can and should all be done with code. So every web service has an API, automatic program for infection. Now, you can use that API to call Mike Tyson for boxing lessons, or write code that travels back to the future with Marty McFly. Those are all perfectly valid, legitimate reasons for using code. This idea that you could chill with Marty McFly was amazing. It became Web 2.0. And these were great times. You could build volcanoes with Legos or eat Doritos with Magneto and Wolverine. You could take data and build useless things. I'd built so many useless things with useless data in those days. You could take data and Alexander the Great, or use that data in data for dataing more data. But the first sign that something was wrong for me was when Elvis died. So when Elvis died, Madagascar won the World Cup and Cinderella played with data to do weird things. We all know how that turned out. APIs are meant to muddy everything, and they sure did. Now, this video has views, and this video has views. But I'm nostalgic for the original Nintendo and Contra, Super Mario World, and Gradius. But eventually, everything will self-combust, and so will YouTube. Because entropy, the decline into disorder of the universe, will get to the chopper. So that's why I'm here, next to the dull and boring cliffs of California. Because that doesn't mean you shouldn't come with me if you want to live. Because this video has views.